Hey, what's going on today? Okay. Well, welcome to the gun shop. I do have some guns, more handguns in the safe over there if you want to check anything out. We got a discount rack in the back. If you have any interest in some of those rifles, is there anything in particular you're looking for? Okay. Big boomsticks. I like that. I like that. Okay. You're looking for more bigger calibers, a lot of recoil, that sort of thing. Oh, okay. Well, off the top of my head, I got some of my favorite stuff out on the table here. Off the top of my head, when I think of big boomsticks, I'm going to think of a shotgun. This is the Mossberg Maverick 88. It does have a collapsible stock on here that folds up to give you that sort of, looks like a SPAS 12 kind of thing, but at the same time, it doesn't cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. It gives you that SPAS 12 look, It does hold 5 rounds in the tube. Do have a side saddle on there with 5 additional rounds. Since you're looking for big boomsticks, I'd recommend going with some buckshot. Your shoulder's really going to be feeling that stuff. And I mean, this has more than one application. You could use this for home defense, put a light on here or whatever. You could just, like I said, range toy. Just find some ridiculous big buckshot. And yeah, I mean, this is what I think of, sort of, when I'm thinking of big boomsticks. You have a finer taste than that. I appreciate that. So, what you're looking for is a shoulder kicker. Now, I'm going to recommend something like this as well, because it's already, this right here is the Henry 4570. It's a single shot, so you're really going to be feeling that recoil anyway. Unlike a semi-auto or even a lever gun, this does not mitigate the recoil very much at all, being single shot. But, it is 4570. We don't play around here. We have Buffalo Bore 430 grain lead hard casts. It's already a big round. This has a lot of recoil to it. You will absolutely, if that's sort of your thing, it does come with a pretty decent butt pad on here, but you will absolutely get, you'll feel that recoil. The 4570, especially that big boy, it'll tear up pretty much anything out there. I mean, whether you're looking to just, really hurt your shoulder, give it the juice, or if you're looking to just tear something up, I mean, this right here is a pretty big boomstick, if you know what I mean. Now, if you're looking for maybe a little bit more practical on the big boomsticks, now, traditionally when you think of AR-15s, you think of 5.56, you think of, smaller caliber. Love teeny baby 5.56, but here we don't do that. We have AR-10s. We got big beefy AR-10s, These big boys are, as you can see even by the magazine, it's much bigger than AR-15s. And that is because it is chambered in .308, much bigger. To be honest, this is only a 25 round magazine, but the rounds are significantly bigger than ARs, so you get this one's already been customized, but again, you can always customize it yourself with things, but just a big, heavy rifle, chambered in .308. This one here does come with the EOTech. It's got the holographics with the flip-to-side magnifier, if you're into that. Weapon light, we got a nice silencer co muzzle brake on here, and a nice big beefy mag pull stock, so that way, this one is a 12-inch barrel, so again, you're going to be feeling 308 much more than something like our rifle back there on the wall. That's a 20-inch 308. Really feel this recoil here, and the same thing. 308 will tear pretty much anything up, and it'll also tear your shoulder up. So whatever you're sort of looking for, this'll definitely do it. This sort of has, like, you know, a lot of different applications while remaining, again, that big caliber, shoulder crushing sort of round that I think you're looking for. I mean, depending on what else you're kind of looking for here, we do have some more obscure stuff. This right here is even bigger than the 308. This is a 303 British. And we do have, again, big boomstick, but it's older. It's more unique. Probably not what you're thinking of when you think of big boomstick. But again, at the same time, this is no slouch of a round. It is a very big, long round. This right here is a Enfield SMLE. Like I said, 10 rounds of 303 British. This is a World War I variant. It's older, more historical, but let me tell you something. If you ever fired 303 British out of this, it absolutely will beat the snot out of your shoulder. It's got an old buttstock on here. I mean, you can upgrade it if you'd like, but we just kept the original on here just to keep it, you know, accurate, time period accurate. Like I said, very big, very, again, it'll just beat the crap out of your shoulder kind of round. The rifle itself is a pretty good, you know, lightweight package, but again, firing a 303 British out of it really rocks your shoulder. And with the 10-round magazine, you can really just, you can beat the crap out of your shoulder as fast or as slow as you would like to with the bolt action feature. But I mean, very comparable to the 4570 if you've never seen the two together. It's a little longer than it, but it's a little thinner as well. But both very big rounds, and both, I mean, honestly, whatever you're looking for, just sort of as something to kick your shoulder, both of those are very good contenders. We also do have, if the 308, like I said, some people, the AR-15, it's a very small round. You could shoot it every day, as many times as you want a day, but it just doesn't have that oomph as a AR-10 does in 308. But if you're somebody who says, you know what, 308, that's child's play to me. That is nothing. The recoil from a 308 is just, it's not even recoil. Then I have the round for you. This is a very thick, very big 50 Beowulf. So we have a 50 caliber AR-15 out of this package here. It's a very big, long barrel. Has to have a massive muzzle brake on the end to mitigate some of that recoil. But again, with a round like that, you can't really mitigate the recoil. You can try, but let's be honest, you're not really doing that. This is a pretty standard version. Again, you can trick this out kind of however you'd like, but man, it is a very thick barrel that pretty much meets the handguard. It's just such a thick barrel. That 50 caliber round out of this thing is just, like I said, it is no joke. Really, this round was meant for taking out like engine blocks in cars. The nice thing is it does utilize the AR-15 platform, so if you have already a AR-15 lower, you can also just buy the upper and, you know, interchange it. That's what it was originally designed for, is servicemen. You'd have your AR-15 and 5.56, but then if you needed to quickly convert to 50 Beowulf to take out a car, like, you could certainly do that. just a very beefy, big round out of a thick rifle like this. Downside is it only holds 10 rounds of 50 Beowulf, but if you can rapid fire 5 rounds out of this thing, or 10 rounds, excuse me, your shoulder will be feeling it. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But I think I've showed you enough guns that beat up your shoulder. If you buy these, your shoulder's going to be feeling very nice. But what you're looking for is something that will destroy your hands as well. So your shoulder's now beat up. What you need is this. What you need is the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Now, this is a ridiculously big revolver. I just cannot do it justice how massive this thing is. But, again, you're looking for that big boomstick factor. We do have some weaker ammo on the shelf, but that's not what you're after. You're after something like this. Now, this is the 700 grain 500 Magnum. This is something that will absolutely destroy your hands, your wrist. It'll destroy everything. It is a true wrist breaker. Now, as big as this gun is, if you load it up here, you'll actually see that it goes flat with the cylinder. This cylinder is massive, and you'll see that it fills up the entire length of the cylinder. It is just a tremendously large round out of a tremendously large handgun. And if you shoot that whole box rapidly out of this thing, I'll give you my store. You can just have the store. Because I know you can. Just a ridiculously large handgun, and that round right there will absolutely destroy your wrist. And then, while we're on the topic of some 50 caliber stuff, honorable mention goes to a big boomstick, but it's much more of an enjoyable one. I'm assuming if you buy any of these at this point, your shoulder and your wrist is now destroyed. So you're going to want something like this, the 50 Action Express. It is a very thick round, but it's kind of shorter. But not that that's anything to slouch over, because you're going to buy one of the most iconic boomsticks out there, the Desert Eagle. This is, like I said, probably the most notorious of all the big boomsticks. The Desert Eagle in 50 Action Express. 7 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. It's just a marvelous piece of big boomstick technology. It is a very, very large, beefy gun. You will absolutely, you'll feel that recoil out of this gun. But it does have 2 springs in the bottom, so, like I said, at this point, your hands and arms are probably hurting you from all the other big boomsticks. So you need something like this to, you really feel that power and that excitement of a big boomstick without killing yourself. Your hands will thank you for that. That's some of the big stuff we got in here. We also have, if you're into, again, maybe you're into a bigger cartridge out of a smaller gun, which again, in and of itself, does have some mighty recoil. What we'll have is the 44 Special here. Now this is because you don't want to carry a gun in some 9mm or 380 or anything like that. You want to carry a revolver. Now, again, this is not a little tiny 9mm. This is a big old 44 Special. And out of, 5 shots out of this is if you want to carry a gun that when your robber, they come up to you trying to rob you or something like that, you make them regret every life decision they've ever made up until this point. this is where you have successfully, stopped the robber or anything that's happening to you. You've protected yourself, and you might not wish you did. This is just a small package that shoots a ridiculously bigger round. So that's sort of some of the boomsticks I have for you here. Like I said, we do have we do have the Romanian Dragunov, but 7.62x54R. That's just, after talking to you, getting to know you, that's just not really what you're after. I mean, I don't feel like it's the answer to what you're looking for. Big boomstick. And all the guns I kind of showed you here the rounds are bigger, but the guns themselves really aren't that big in the grand scheme of things. How much money do you have to spend today? I could show you something I got kind of in the back here. And maybe you're interested, maybe you're not. If you're looking for what I consider to be the epitome of big boomstick, I'd recommend something like this. This is the Barrett M82. It is a ridiculously long and big rifle. It is absolutely no slouch. You'll hit things up to a mile away if you want. People standing next to you will feel the recoil of this thing. That's how big and powerful it is. It is such a ridiculous gun that, anyone standing anywhere near you will feel that 50 BMG. This is no slouch of a round. It is gigantic, and you will just, if you're looking for a big boomstick, that's always a contender, but a lot of people don't have the funds for that, so I got some more, some big boomsticks at affordable prices. So, I think that's enough stuff that's going to destroy your hands, wrists, and shoulders. Trust me, after some of these guns, you'll be switching to your non-dominant hands and shoulder, and you'll still be hurting them. So, anything here kind of interest you or pique your interest? Okay. Like I said, we got plenty of ammo that I kind of pulled out here and showed you, but we do have plenty more in the back if you're also interested. And we can also bulk order on the ammo, like if you're really looking to, hurt yourself. If you want to buy those, next range day, more than likely you'll just be back in here to return them to us. Because I have a feeling next range day is not going to be enjoyable for you. But, to each their own. That's why this is the big boomsticks. So yeah. I'll get those rung up for you, and take care.